Hi, here's a channel update where I'm going to explain a little bit about what is going on behind the scenes of my channel, Danish Warrior Skald. This is from the desk of me. This is one of my screenshots you see in the background from, actually it's from Massalia, a battle there where I took part on the sideline with a unit and got it killed. But apart from that, it was an amazing battle to have the time to take screenshots in. But that is another story. See, at the moment, I've been struggling a little bit with some different things. You might have noticed that the audio of my videos have been a little bit, sometimes a little bit louder, sometimes a little bit, sometimes hard to hear. And there's an explanation to that. First thing, I am running Windows 10 Pro, and that from time to time give me some things that I need to solve, because with the new creators update, a lot of things happened. Some people say that the creators update is a kind of beta that will run for a long time until they stabilize it enough, because there are some things here and there that need to be tweaked a little bit, I think. But only it works. But I usually rendered my videos with Windows Movie Maker from Windows Live Essentials 2012. And I just do some basic rendering, and that small freeware program was absolutely great for me to use. I used it together with another program so that it ran absolutely flawless and rather fast. I could do what I wanted. My intro and outro, I usually need to take the sound a bit down in them, and the video I record from one of my campaigns, a chapter from one of them, I usually had to raise that a little bit to get everything aligned with each other so that the audio is at more or less the same level. Then the creators update came. Microsoft stopped to support Windows Movie Maker from Windows Live Essentials, and Movie Maker started to crash and crash and crash, and I had to uninstall it and look for something different. Then I found another freeware program that a lot of people recommended. It was called Shotcut, OpenGNU, and it was pretty good. But and I actually spent days on getting more into it. Study a lot of videos some different people have put up around it, and finally I was getting how to do this and that, getting it in the quality I wanted, etc. And then it started crashing. I think it was because there were some patches from Microsoft to the creators update, so I had started to get a lot of problems, and then I was not 100% satisfied with the quality in the videos when I moved fast. It has always been a little bit problematic for me to I can record it totally smooth, but then I have to render it so that the files get smaller, and to add my intro, add my outro, and then suddenly things changes and you get these blurry scenes when there's a lot of fast motion going on, for example in a battle, and that has been very annoying. So to cut a long story short, especially because of all the crashes, I uninstalled Shotcut. Also, after have been working with it for around more than a month and spending days on getting into it, very annoying. But all in all, a great program, I will say, but some problems for me. And a lot of people are extremely happy with it and produce some great things. Then then I simply thought, what do I do now? Because I was so tired of having rendering problems. It was nearly killing my entire motivation for doing videos. And then I was searching a bit on the net and found some recommendations on some paid programs, Sony Vegas, etc., Adobe Premiere, etc., and one that got recommended via a review from February this year was Cyberlink's Power Director. I more or less never heard of it, but I know Cyberlink, of course, the DVD software, etc., etc. So I downloaded a trial to see what it was, because it actually got a better recommendation than some of the other actors on the scene, and I really liked it. So there was a special discount price at the time, ending some few days later, and now it's pretty expensive. So I was able to get it for much less than it usually costs. I think I spared more or less 75% of the price. They had a small May, a week in May or something like this, where they sold the whole, all of the programs to with quite a discount. So I bought it, and from that on, I solved the things about crashing, because no crashing anymore. It's very stable. It's extremely fast, even when it's rendering quite high quality. And the only thing was the audio. I can tell you, it can do a lot of different things. It has a lot of options, and I'm just starting to dive in it. I already used quite some days on it, and but there was one thing, and that was the audio. You really need to learn a lot there about that. Video is quite easy. At least what I am going to use, but the audio part to boost some parts of the video, to take the audio down in other parts of the video, that I have usually had absolutely no problems with in Movie Maker or Shotcut, suddenly got a bit more complicated. And sometimes when I thought now I had done the levels, then I found out that it had made a long thing where I raised the sound level of the campaign, but then I did notice that it was simply making a long fading out towards the same level as the outro movie clip that I usually add to my movies. And I fiddled around with that a long time and tried to read this and there. And finally today I found a video on the net where a guy explained how to do it. It's a little bit more complicated than I'm used to, but now I know how to simply take a whole video clip and raise the volume to a place where I want it, and also to take another clip and take down the volume as well. So I'm sorry for all the different things there, but yeah, I have stuck as I have decided to stick with the creators update, and I actually like Windows 10 Pro 64-bit quite a lot. So I will stick to it, but it has given me such a lot of problems with this and with that. And another thing is, every time my recording software, my Resection, gets a new update, sometimes it changes default audio settings, so I have to put in everything again, microphone levels, and there are quite some few things in the sections to fiddle with there to get it right. And the same when every time I install a new NVIDIA driver for my graphics card, because I use DisplayPort, then it actually also it reactivates my deactivated sound on my monitor again, and puts it all as a default sound instead of my sound card in my computer. And so every time I have things like that, I need to go in and reset a lot of different values. I have them written down, of course, but it takes time every time with all that. And this is some of all the stuff that has been going on behind the scenes of my channel. So I would have liked to have more campaigns. I would really love to be able to continue my campaign with Susavile, but having all these problems with rendering, audio, etc. Suddenly I was used to everything just ran extremely smooth, and everything was a piece of cake because I knew exactly the settings it was just so easy to record, render, upload, and now I've been through these months where a lot of things happened, creators update, new programs, etc. So now I think I finally got everything under control. So just for you to know, everybody, that is what I have been using most of my time on, to simply get all that video production software to interact as it wanted it with the correct levels. So yeah, hopefully I now solved everything I think I did, so that I can concentrate on making campaigns, making my chapters, instead of using so much time on recording software, etc. But of course I also learned something, and it can also be interesting, but it has nearly taken overhand. Yeah, so now you know, everybody. Goodbye.